Claire, how can women juggle being an estate agent, homemaker, mother, wife, while suffering from mum guilt and imposter syndrome all at the same time? Talk to me.
That's a really good question, and one that I struggled with for years and years, until obviously I joined the business I'm in now. So there's a fantastic tool called 411, okay, which is 4 weeks, 1 month, 1 year. So you need to be clear on your goals as to what you want to achieve professionally first of all, and decide on where you need to be at the end of the year. And then, right, if that's where I need to be at the end of the year, then this is what I need to have accomplished by the end of the month. This is what I need to get done this week. But before you do all that, you focus on your goals personally, as a mum, as a woman, as a wife, whatever that is. Okay, so for example, both my daughters are teenagers, or my eldest two are teenagers. My youngest is still only 11 at the moment. But both of them want to have passed their driving test in the next few months, okay? That means I need to help them to do that. So I need to make sure I've set money aside for their driving tests, so that I make sure I'm planning that out monthly. I make sure I'm taking them out driving myself, and that will be in my calendar in my week before I plan anything work, okay? My middle daughter, she has a job, she works in the evenings. That's in my calendar before I put anything work in there. Time with my youngest, watching movies, taking her to the cinema, taking her out shopping because she's got a residential trip coming up. That will all be in my calendar well before I do anything work. And then I plan my life around it. The reason why it's so important to start with the personal is because if you're doing the things that make you happy, that make you a good mum, trust me when I say the professional stuff just works out. It just does. Because if you're just going at it all the time, it's just work, it's draining. Your mindset isn't right, and you won't be performing at your best anyway. So everything in my calendar is around my family long before I put any work tasks in there.
So that's your biggest tip. Rule out family time first before you do work time.
For the whole year. So if you want to go to the cinema every single month with your daughter or your son or both, block that time out in your calendar for the next 12 months. Because if it's not in your calendar, chances are you won't do it.
And do you suffer from mum guilt?
Not now. I did all the time before that.
And do you think your children appreciate what you do? Or is not a case of that? Because that's not what you do as a parent, is it?
No, I mean...
Have they seen a difference?
A huge difference. And it's made a difference to them as well. You know, they watch what I do and they're interested in my day because I've got time for them and I spare that time. When I'm in work mode, they're like, go for it, mum. Like, go on, you can do it. You know, they encourage me more because that's my work time.
Do you think a lot of people try and cross the streams and try and do two things at once and end up doing both poorly?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to block that time. Because if you block that time and you're focused with the time that you've got, you'll do it at your best, and that includes time with family.
Do you think men could also learn from that?
Definitely. I think, you know, this might be really unfair because obviously not all men are the same, not all women are the same, right? But I think men tend to put the pressure on themselves to be breadwinners a lot of the time, and they feel that the longer hours they work, the more impressive that is. Not at all. I work more efficiently now with probably about 5 hours a day, purely because the time that I block out, I say to my children, if my door's closed, don't come in unless the house is burning down. You know, and the same when I'm in the office. If that door's closed, don't come in unless the building's burning down. I just need this time. And I block out between the hours of 9 and 12 every single day to focus on the most important things in my business. And once I've got those done, if you want to interrupt me after that, that's absolutely fine. But I'll always block in my calendar the time to spend with my children above everything else, because that's what makes me happy.
Happier kids, happier mum, and you're being more successful, because it's quite common knowledge that when it comes to Keller Williams centres, you're head and shoulders above most.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time today.
Pleasure.